thanks to our recent higher temperatures, the wisteria is really taken off. I'm gonna try to train it this year. I'm filling those bald spots and see if I can get another couple panels put on the fence and start training it that way. Just having to train it, keep it off the garage line, keep it off the top of the carport. But it doesn't look like we'll be getting any more blossoms at this time. Apple update, everybody looks good. Nobody looks that much bigger than they were before, but leaves still look good. Getting watered regularly. Flood's coming, I think at the end of this week. I did decide to go ahead, just because we've been getting so much sun, to cover the purple snail vines along with the passion fruit along the wall. Not super pretty right now, but honestly everything is doing so much better. I wanted to give everybody a chance to kind of grow and do their own thing and be able to grow into the light if they wanted it. You can see here with this passion fruit, that's exactly what it's doing. It's got new vines happening all the way up here. There we go, a little sneak peek back in there. But this was a really easy setup. The panels that I just connected to the wall, I just used anchors, a concrete block, and put the screw right in there and hung the panels on that. Still have a few flowers left on our Barbados cherry. Got some new ones coming in, but they're starting to fall off too. So hopefully some of these little guys like this one will turn into fruit before too long. On a whole, this Lisbon lemon tree looks like ass. Just doesn't seem to really be doing very well. But on the bright side today, came to check them out, and we've got some lemons happening at least, so maybe we're doing all right. I don't know, I guess we'll see. This moringa is still full of flowers. Not a lot of green happening yet. I'm kind of disappointed. I was really hoping these guys would grow real quick, have lots of shade, lots of branches I could train quickly to kind of protect everybody else, but not too much of that happening. It's been a couple weeks since Nene and I cut off the extra growth at the bottom. We realized that this was a grafted tree, but what was growing was the sour orange, sapping all the energy away from this blood orange. So we chopped that off, and it's been looking a little sad, but now I'm seeing signs of new growth here on the leaves, so that makes me happy. But do we even have a little? Oh my gosh, we might actually get a blood orange this year. I don't know, I don't want to hold my breath. This is one of the trees I got from Moon Valley Nursery, and honestly, most of the ones I got from them kind of look like garbage. So, lesson learned. This is another Barbados cherry. Shorter than the other one, but seems to be doing pretty well. Still putting out blossoms. This desert peach seems to be pretty happy, so we've got quite a few fruit going there. Got these two guys down here that I keep checking on. Another couple up here. True story, I don't even like peaches. But growing okay. That's what I like to see. We got some new growth at the top happening, so good signs. Well, this is totally shocking. This Indian thornless jujube I thought was not doing anything and hasn't grown or changed at all that I can tell in the time that I've had it. Has flowers. So it looks like I might get some fruit here after all this year. I think this guy definitely looks like it's in better shape than the other one. Oh, these two look pretty nice and new. I don't know, I guess these guys just grow so slow. It's kind of hard to notice the change compared to some of the other ones. So, keep your fingers crossed for me that we'll actually get some of these jujubes this year. I love my landscapers. I think they're determined to smash down my peas. These little guys are, I'm not even sure what variety of pea or bean this is. It's another ninny surprise. Yep. Well, they're still alive. I'm just gonna have to stake them up later. And all the growth on this moringa, you can see, I've got all this new growth at the bottom. And up the trunk, it's pretty sparse. I got a little bit of action happening there, but I was real tempted to cut this guy back, but look at that. So I guess he gets to stay. We're not going to do too much to him. I'm going to admit this nectarine tree is not one that I find particularly attractive. I don't know why I've got such weird space out here where there's no leaves, and there kind of haven't been for a while. But I do have some fruit. Again, on a tree this young, it would probably be smartest if I took these out. But it's kind of like the whole fun point of having a fruit tree. Let's see how many guys I got in here. I don't know. It's another fruit I don't really like, but it's so exciting to have a fruit tree. Let's take a peek back here. Actually, I want to show you at the next stage, or the next little set over here. This passion fruit, once I covered it up and gave it more shade, it really took off. So he's actually managed to sneak up all the way, start poking out the top. So when Deepa at Seamus O'Leary told me something about shading some of your vines so that they can grow into the sun, that made a lot of sense, and it's definitely helped these guys a ton. So I'm excited to see what kind of new growth we get in the next couple weeks before I do the next video. All right, this is my desert pear tree that I've been real concerned about. All the leaves have been cupping like this. Dark spots at the end. Some of them are more severe than others. Talking to some people, it sounds like they can have issues getting moisture up to the new leaves until their root system is established where they're planted. Of course, I just got this guy in the ground in like January or February. So I've kind of been told there's not a lot I can do in the meantime, just kind of let him do his thing. I haven't noticed any fruit on this guy. Nope. Got excited for a minute, that might be something. No fruit, that's okay. Considering the state he's in, I probably wouldn't do that to him anyways. I'm just gonna let him do his own thing. Hopefully we keep growing. All right, here's been my new project for the last week. So we wanted to make a bigger pond for Harpo the capybara. I think he's probably back in his house hanging out, hiding from me. Trying to figure out filtration for a system like this is tough. What we decided to do is, you can see that we took and we buried half the stock tank, so it'd be more insulated from the heat. And maybe it'd be easier for him to get in and out of, which it is. And it does stay, I think, fairly cool considering all things. What we just decided to do, you see over here we bought another stock tank. This stock tank is 2 feet by 6 feet long, 2 feet deep. The point of this one is that it's filled with lava rock and gravel, and then we've got some of the plants at the top. You can see I've got various stuff up there at the top to hang out. The point of that is so that we can catch a lot of the big debris at the bottom, because the water comes in at the bottom of the tank. It filters up through the gravel so that healthy bacteria can grow and break everything down. It can spill out over the top. Let's see, boop, there, through those hoses right there, and then overflow back into the pond. Well, I don't know if you've ever tried to rinse out 16 bags of red lava rock, but it was a super pain in the ass and we didn't do a very good job. So that's why the water looks all brown right now. So hoping that with some time in the filter running, I hooked up a secondary filter with the UV light, that we can get that stabilized and it starts looking a lot better. But in the meantime, at least he's got somewhere to swim this summer and he can hang out in there. It looks a little barren up here right now. So there's 1, 2 mulberries. This fig over here. That sour orange I can't wait to get rid of. And then there's 3 more mulberries over there. Thankfully everybody's doing really good this year. And we might actually get, let me check and see if I can find them in here. Ah, perfect. Boop. baby figs. So I should have some figs up this year that I can eat. Last year I didn't even think about it, and I think the birds got them all before we even got there. Our trees have not decided to put out berries at the same time. And this one's been putting out berries for like a week. But our mulberries are good. And I try to come out every couple days and eat whatever I can that just wants to come off easy. If I have to fight it at all, it's not gonna be good. So look for the super dark ones. If you get any of the red ones, they're really bitter. They don't taste great. Let's see if I'll do one more. Yep, that one came off so easy. I don't know if you guys can see that one. So good. One of the first plants that we put in the yard last year when we started kind of our gardening kick was these roses. I think they're an Ingrid Bergman rose that we got from a local nursery. We just kind of thought they were kind of fancy and we liked them. So for a long time they've looked like this. This one has probably been the most neglected, and I did a little experiment on some of the larger bushes. And I want to show you guys what happens with a little foliar feeding, some worm castings, and some azomite. Bam! Huge. These guys were the same size. This guy's gotten a little more TLC, a little extra water. This guy probably does get a little bit more shade, but holy cow, man. I've never seen the blossoms on it like this. This whole side is, those guys get neglected because my hose doesn't want to reach them. But man, check those out. That's insane. That beast of a blossom. That's crazy. Feed your roses. It's getting real windy, so I just want to go down the line and show you. These are all trees from Costco. It's got that mandarin orange there that seems to be doing pretty good. There's a Buddha's hand citron. This is a variegated pink lemon. Everybody's had blossoms, and oh, cool. You can even see the variegation on that guy right there. Got fruit setting. Let's see what's going on with this Buddha hand. Because we did have some little buds I thought were happening. Where'd you go? There we go. Let's see if these guys turn into fruit. And this is oh shoot. I think it's a Meyer lemon. I just picked it because it had lots of thorns. You know, keep the damn cats out of my yard. Anyway, thanks for following me. I'll have a new video up in 2 weeks showing you progress on how everything else is going. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, and send me comments below.